So what is up everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you how to build a full cold email outreach system so you don't have to do any outreach yourself. Because we all know how annoying it is to send 200 cold emails and then find out you forgot to change the person's name. What this is going to allow you to do is it's very straightforward. It's going to allow you to send as many cold emails as you want to send without doing anything yourself. So nonetheless, let's get into it. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to automly.pro. If you don't know what this is, it's my tool and it allows you to build automations in seconds. Then you're going to sign up. I already have an account, so let me just log in real quick. Once you are in, you are going to go to the builder and you are going to type exactly what I'm about to type. So you're basically going to type, build me an automation that searches Google Sheets for a row where the sent block is filled out, and then sends an email to the email address found on that row and then proceeds to update the row as sent. You're going to then just click on generate blueprint. Not even 10 seconds later, we already have the automation. So you're just going to download the automation right here. And then you're going to go to make.com to import it. In make.com, you're going to create a new scenario. And then you're going to import the scenario we just built by clicking here and then clicking on import and choosing it as a file. Then you are just going to click save. And you should have something that looks like this. Now setting it up is going to be very simple. You want to go here to your first module and you want to switch it to the right connection. If you don't have any connection, make one. It's super easy. And then you're just going to select the correct spreadsheet. This is very important. Just so you know, this is the sheet we are going to be working with. I don't know why I called it cold caller, but this is pretty much what it's going to look like. You're going to have a company, an email, a status, and then the name of the business owner. What you're going to do here is you are going to place a filter. So this is going to be very important. You want the status to not exist. What this basically means is that the status row is going to be left as empty and you want to leave the order to ascending. What this basically is going to do is it's going to run through all of them until it finds the first prospect without the sent. And then you're going to set the limit to only one to bring back one single prospect. Then you're going to go to Gmail and you're going to send an email, and I'll show you exactly how to do this with the variables. So you are going to go in here. You're going to first, if any variable is void, just like the email was, you're going to delete it and replace it with the right one. And then for the subject, you can put whatever subject. So hello, name. So owner name. And then you are going to add the body. So I'm going to say, for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to put it as I hope. No. So hey, name. Absolutely love the company mission or whatever. I hope you have a great day. And then you are just going to save it. Before you save it, you can also add images and a signature if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. Then you're going to go to the update a row and you are going to select the row from the first search rows. So basically, again, you're going to establish the Google connection. So let me pick cold caller. I don't know why I called it that. And then you are going to pick the sheet. And for the row number, this is very important. Don't write a row number. Pick the row number from here. If it contains headers, point it out. And here I'm basically going to say status to Y. And then I am going to save. Now you are basically done the scenario, but there are a lot more things you can do to make it so much better. And of course, I'm going to show you all of them. So if you go back to the Google Sheets, you can add a row called, for example, problem or context. So for the sake of this, I'm going to say context. In the context, for example, I'm going to say something like, this business has been struggling with getting any sort of 5-star reviews in the first in the last 5 years. And then I'm gonna leave it like that. And here's what you're going to do. When you are building this on Automly, what I want you to do is between the search rows and Gmail, you are going to tell it to add a ChatGPT module that is going to take the owner's name, the company name, and it's also going to take the contacts and it's going to draft up a beautiful cold email describing your service in whatever format you want it to follow with the context. But unfortunately, because I already used Automly, I'm just going to do it here manually. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to click here, add a module. I'm going to add a ChatGPT module, so OpenAI. And I'm going to click on generate a completion. Then I'm going to connect it in here. I'm going to squeeze it in here. After squeezing it, you're going to go back to it. You're going to leave it at create a chat completion. For the model, it depends on you. If the context is really, really complicated and if your email requires a lot of variables, use a more expensive model. But if your email is very simple, just use a cheaper model. Just so you guys know, usually 4.1 is really, really good at most things, and 5.2 is mostly overkill for most things. But when it starts to get into 4.1 mini and then threes and all that stuff, it starts to get really, really bad. So I wouldn't recommend any of that. So I'm going to use 4.1 system. For the max output tokens, leave it at this. You want to leave it higher if the email is going to be longer and lower if the email is going to be shorter. You're going to say draft up an email for a company called, then you're going to just put the company, then you're just going to put the company name variable for the owner called, no, you're going to delete this part and you're going to say addressed to the owner called, then you're going to put the owner name, and then you're going to say use the context. So I'm going to put E. It hasn't been refreshed yet, but don't worry about it. Like, it is here. As long as it's here, don't worry about it. All you have to do is just refresh it in the end. And then I'm going to say to generate them an empathetic email and describe how we could help them fix the context using marketing services. And then you are pretty much just going to save it. Now, you're going to do here too is you're going to go back to Gmail, and what you're going to do is you are going to change the whole body to just be the result from ChatGPT. So I'm going to delete all of this and I'm going to pick result. Now, basically, the only thing that differentiates this from the first scenario is that you now have a scenario that will draft up custom made emails for every single client. Only downside to it is that this will cost you OpenAI credits alongside the make credits, of course. But if you use a cheaper model and you don't send too many emails, you should be good. All you have to do now is simply just add people to this list. And when you are going to set it up to run every certain amount of time. So on the free plan, you can only set it to run every 15 minutes, but then on a paid plan, you can do it so much faster. And run this, make it run for a certain amount every single day, and make it run every X amount of time, depending on what you want it to do, to basically choose how many emails you want to send. Just please make sure you don't spam too many emails, because then Gmail is going to flag you and they're going to make all your emails go to spam. And trust me, I have learned from it. It hurts when you find out. So don't spam too much. Please do use the OpenAI. Even if it's more expensive, the custom emails lower the chance of your emails going to spam. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this automation serves you well. Don't over abuse it and try it out. Try out Automly. It has a free plan, and let me know how it goes in the comments.